So I'm going to start again. I'm recording this so that I can share it with Master Amaral also. But we're logged into Dojo Flow. If we click on marketing calendar, then we can go to April and find the date of the European camp, and then click on the name of the camp, and we'll see a task list of things that need to be done before the camp. And by the way, if we end up changing the date of the camp, we can just change the date right here, and the software will reschedule all of the tasks based on that new date. So these tasks are based on what I did when I ran camps in the United States. We're going to need to make changes as we come across differences. And so that's what I'd like all of your help with. When you think of things that need to be done, please go to this list. And if the task is not already on here, and you can search, so you can search like registration, and it'll pull up all the tasks that have to do with registration. But if you don't find the thing that you think we need to do, just add it by clicking new task right here. And then you put, reserve, venue. You can put some details like the name of the venue or whatever, and the date that the task should be accomplished. And you can assign it to whoever you want among all of us, whoever you think is the appropriate person to do it. And then be sure you click this task, which says add this task to the parent template. And what that will do is next year when we're running the European camp, it'll remember that you created this task and you won't have to do it again. And so as we customize this list this year, we'll have a more useful list for future years. So we won't have to keep reinventing the wheel. So when you add it to the parent template, it'll ask you how many days before or after the event. So you can say this should always happen, 240 days before the event, or whatever you want to do. And then when you hit save, it saves it to the task list for this year, and it also saves it to the template so that it's always there in the future. Okay. Similarly, if you find the task on this list, but it's not quite the way you want to do it in Portugal, you can edit it. So we can say, if you click the three dots next to the task here and click edit, you can make changes. Put a website in here, whatever details you want to have in there, and then you can click this box to apply these changes to the parent template. So in the future, those changes will be there and you won't have to make those changes again next time. Okay. And if there's any tasks that we just definitely don't need to do, we do it in California, but we don't need to do it here, you can delete the task and you can delete it from the parent template as well, instead of just from this year. Does that make sense? Okay.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
About any of that? No? Okay, so let's start using, you can see the first task on here. Okay, go ahead. Did you have something, sir? There's a bit of a delay.
No. It's clear.
Okay.
I have a question here regarding the registration. I can see use Jot form. Can we pay? How did you work payments?
Yes, sir. The Jot form integrates with Stripe, so we can have a Stripe account set up.
Okay.
And then just
it
click.
has Stripe. Okay.
Yeah, so it's pretty simple.
Right, and that Stripe account is integrated with. Okay, who's charging? It will be the Portuguese Federation.
Yeah, we'll have to figure that out. Obviously, it has.
Or it will be one of the companies. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, we're in the process of forming a company called ATA Europe, which is going to be the ATA headquarters subsidiary in Europe, and hopefully by early 2022 that will be in place.
But who is organizing the event? So
yeah.
Who's going to profit and who's going to how is that thought?
Yeah, no, I think that's a fair question. I don't want the federation in Portugal to suffer from the fact that I'm involved now. So no, it's just that that's not the specificity. That's not the point. The question is just to know how we're gonna operate here. Yeah, I mean, I guess it depends partly on whether we have ATA Europe established by then, and partly on legally. I think it's probably going to be easier to have the federation run it. because I don't know what kind of international issues we might get into if it's being run by a company that's formed in the United Kingdom. What are your thoughts on that?
No, the thing is that the federation, so it has to be the federation to ask for the support for the venues and all of that, because it's a non-profit association, and it has sports, it has all of that. So it has to be the federation here to operate, or else you won't get the support from the municipality, and you'll have to pay the pavilion and everything 100%. Other than that, there's really no necessity for it to be the Portuguese Federation to do. Then we have the question about then we have to decide on what is the pricing and what is the profit for the schools, because I think that needs to be taken into account.
Mhm.
Other than that, I don't see a big question, a big issue about being an international company doing the billing.
Okay, that's fine. So if Master Loero, if you can get the P&Ls from previous years to us, we can look over those and figure out how to structure it financially.
Yeah, I know that the federation gets big finance throughout the years through this European camp. So it was one of the biggest ways for the Portuguese Federation to have income was through the organization of the camp. That said, it is what it is.
Okay, well, we'll work something out that's fair to the federation.
Yeah.
And I mean, obviously, I'm here, I'm working, and so we'll have to come up with some kind of profit share. And
of course.
Yeah, I know that you've in the past years that you paid some portion to Chief Master von Schmeling, so it won't be much different from that. Just go to,
yeah, I think it's very similar. Yeah,
and it's not going to go to me directly, but it'll go to ATA Europe. So once we see the numbers, we can talk about all that. I agree that there should there should, I don't know how you've done it in the past with compensating school owners, but we've always done some kind of rebate to school owners based on the number of people that they bring to the camp.
Yeah, that was, I think it was done like that. It was,
yes, it was similar. It was similar,
yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Cool.
Because it has to compensate. We have to, and especially now after all of this, we really have to create I mean, we already talked about that, making a more aggressive compensation for schools after 2 years of pandemic. I think it's very important.
Yeah, I mean, the number one goal this year is not profit; it's involvement. We want to get as many people to attend as possible. Okay, so on this task list, you can see at the far right there's this link to add or view notes. So if you have a task assigned to you, like you're supposed to make a call to arrange something, and you call the person and you talk to them, but you don't finish the task, you can make a note here and just say, spoke to so-and-so, this is what he said, and then click add notes, and then it'll be there for all of us to see what's been accomplished so far. Okay, and you can also reschedule a task. So you're not going to do it today, but you're going to do it tomorrow. Just reschedule it and put it in the next date. Okay. So again, the way to get to this checklist is by going to the marketing calendar, which you can find from the dashboard, the homepage, by just clicking that marketing calendar icon. But the other thing is that there's a tasks page. You can see this tile here that says tasks in it, and there's currently nothing in it. But if I click go, I'll get to this page. And if you have any tasks assigned to you that are due today, it'll show up on that page. Okay. And it'll also show up in that tile on the home page here. So and if you just get in the habit of logging into DojoFlow every day, then you'll look on this home page and you'll see if you have any tasks that you need to do that day. So I'll just show you what that looks like. Like if I change this to show, let's say all the tasks in October, there should be some. So you can see there are 3 tasks here that are due in October. So now if I go to the home page, because I've set it to show the whole month, you see what shows up in the tasks area. It's like all these tasks. So if you could just start getting in the habit of logging in every day and looking at your tasks, you're actually going to get an automated email from Dojoflow every morning that tells you how many tasks you have assigned to you today. So if it's 0, then you don't have to log in. But if you have tasks, then make sure you log in and do them. Okay.
Yes,
Good.
sir.
All right. So
Yes,
I'll
sir.
count on you to help by adding tasks and
Okay.
optimizing and stuff, so we can make sure this is a good list for us for future years as well. All right.
Yes, yes. Okay, we have pretty much, I mean, I was thinking about, like, in the past years, we have, or I did actually, a series of I mean, I'm not as organized as you, sir. Your style of leadership is very organized and very, you know, you're very methodic, and I am clearly much more of a style of late doer, but then, you know, it's just different. So my notes will probably be much more incompetent than yours, but I'm gonna go find them, and I'm gonna try to compare. So, and do my best in that. I know Master Loreto is also very organized, so he must be very happy with this. Hi, Master Loreto. He's very like, yes, finally. But it's very good that we have these different approaches, because I think this is very complementary. Master Montario, we have also a lot of info for the tournaments and everything, right? Because a lot
Yes.
of this event has a big part of tournament,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
So we need to look into this with your point of view as well, regarding everything we need for the tournament. And Master Loreto, you were responsible for everything regarding testing and certifications, right?
Yes.
For me, it was more about production, about the scheduling, about how the show happens, because that's what that was my part, more of the, you know, the event itself, not too much the before. So, and Master Amaral was no, Master Amaral was more about this back office support, right? In the previous ones.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes,
Okay,
yes,
so
yes.
let's,
The
all right.
software.
Good. Well, so
right, software and everything, then.
let me, good. So let me show you what I'll do is this. Where is, give me 1 second to get back in here. I'm going to add 2 other events to the marketing calendar on the same day, because this camp is, the to-do list here is really just about the camp, not about tournament or testing. But if we click template, I can add some checklists for tournament and the testing also. And then Master Loreto and Master
Tournament testing and yes, and certification for callers, but level 3. But maybe you consider that testing.
Yeah. Let me see if I've got a certification checklist in here. I don't know if I do, because we used to run certification at those camps, and then we stopped once we started allowing everyone to do it in their own schools. So we'll have to create our own checklist on certification. Okay. But for the,
Okay. Well, it's not very complicated, but yes.
Yeah. So there's this.
I would say only level 3s.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty simple, but and we could probably just add it to the Train with Masters camp checklist. But I'm just going to schedule this testing, European camp testing, April. Let's just say the 9th for now. So there is a checklist on here now for the testing, which will need to be updated to fit the way that we run it, and then we'll do a tournament, which this is all really for people to run in their schools, so we'll have to modify this too, but we'll do that as well. Okay, so those are all in the marketing calendar now. And so Master Lorero and Master Montairo, you can look at those and make changes based on how you normally run tournament and testing. Okay. But you can see on April 9th, it says European camp plus 2 more. So all 3 of them are in there now. All righty.
So we can list the tasks separately for each event, right?
You mean-
Specifically for each,
You mean
for example, for testings.
Yes, sir. So you can go to that testing checklist. Let me just share it again. So if you're here, just click on European camp testing and you can adjust these tasks however you want. Just click the 3 dots and click edit or delete or add a new one. Does that answer your question?
I was asking if I can see the tasks only specifically only for the testing event, not all together.
Yeah.
Yes, you can filter.
This is just the testing right here. So if we're on the marketing calendar,
Okay.
there's 3 different checklists.
Okay. I got it.
Yeah. So there's you can click European.
Okay.
You see just the camp. You can see the testing. You can see the tournament. Those are 3 separate lists.
Okay.
All right.
Understood. I got it.
Good.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Well, anything else we need to discuss today?